Hi, my name is Kari Herzog, and I'm the product architect here at FieldSync. In this video, what I'd like to go over is how you can add new customers to your FieldSync system so that you can begin collecting data and make them visible to all of your users. So I've logged into the web application, and the first thing I need to do is select the Customers button from the dashboard. This will take me to my customer management screen, and this is where I can manage all of the customers that I have in the system and add new ones. So let's start by adding a new customer by selecting the Add New button. This takes me to my Add Customer screen, which will allow me to enter in all of the data for the customer profile. Now, many of the fields that you see on this screen can be configured with a customized label, and this is done through Settings in the Labeling tab. So depending on which type of business you have, whether you provide services to an individual or to an organization, then you have the ability to go in and customize these labels so that you can collect the data about your customers that is beneficial to you. So for the purposes of this demo, let's just assume that my customer is your typical service customer. So I'm going to come in and first of all select a region. Now when I add a specific customer to a region, all of the customers are grouped by this value. So in many of the reports and other areas of the application, you can first select a region, which will then filter the customer list. So I will select the East region. Now the display name can either be a company name if you want, or the name that you actually want to show up in the application. So I'm going to just put Alice Adams and then put in her information that matches up with that. Now I'm not going to take the time to go through and fill out each and every field, but you will see that all of the fields within the customer profile are optional with the exception of the last name. So the last name is used as the key identifier for the customer. All of the other fields can be left blank if you don't have data to put into them. Now some of these fields are specific to individuals. So for example, gender and marital status. That is why we made them optional, so you don't need to fill out that information if it's not pertinent to your business. You'll see that we have the data divided up into different sections. So the first section is just the general information regarding your customer. The second section is the account information. The third section would be your emergency contact information. And then the fourth section is the specific employment information for your customer. So as I said, some of this information will be pertinent, some of it will not be, but you can go ahead and fill out the data as you wish. Now the active checkbox is important to take note of. In the event that you have a customer that is no longer receiving services from you and becomes obsolete, you can simply come in and uncheck this active box and they will no longer show up in all of the lists throughout the application. So I'm going to just leave the minimum data that I've entered and select Save on my new customer. Now you can see that Alice Adams has shown up here at the top of the list, and I have the ability to do a few different things. First of all, by selecting her last name, I am able to bring up the customer detail report. So this is a formatted printable version of all of the customer details. So had I put information in all of those fields, you would be able to see that data here. Second, I also have the ability to add contacts for Alice. So say, for example, she has an assistant. I may want to come in here and put in the information for that individual so that when I'm accessing Alice's information, I have some of that additional contact information. Now this list that you see under contact types can be customized for your business as well. So in this situation, I have a lot of personal contacts, but you may want vendor information, supervisor information, secretary information, things like that. So you can configure this list as applicable. So for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to go ahead and put in a family contact. So let's put Albert Adams and a phone number. And then I'll indicate that I do have permission to call and email that individual. So now you can see that the contact shows up underneath the contacts for Alice, and you can add as many contacts for each of your customers as you want. So let's go back to our customer list. So I've just taken a look at the contacts for Alice. I also have the ability to go in to the tasks module from right here. I can also go in and assign the staff that has visibility to this customer. So by default, I'm automatically assigned since I created the customer, but I can also come in here and let's say I would like Jane to also help me manage this account. And so I can add her so that she has visibility to see Alice's information, all of the data that's collected for Alice, and be able to enter data herself. So I'll go ahead and save that. Now that visibility can also be set through the user. So if I wanted to go into the Jane Doe user, I could also assign Alice to that user through that method. And then finally, I can also upload a photo of my customer if I'd like to do so. Now I've just shown you how you can add a new customer to FieldSync on the web, but recently we have also added the ability to add and manage customers on the mobile application as well. Now, in order to do that, you will need to go into Settings and go to the Security tab. And down at the bottom, you can see here that you have the ability to set whether or not you want your mobile users to be able to add customers and edit customers. Now, this is checked by default, so your mobile users will be able to add new customers out of the box. But in the event that you only want new customers added from the web application, maybe in the back office after an approval process, then you might want to come in here and uncheck those two boxes so you're not able to do that through the mobile application. When you do that, your mobile users will still be able to view the information that you've added about your customers, but they will not have the ability to edit that data or add new data. So this concludes the video on adding a new customer to FieldSync. If you have any questions specific to adding new customers to the system or about any other topics, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you.